Stay frosty and check out redzonecoins.com for the cheapest, fastest coins on the market. Use code DIRECTOR at checkout for 10% off. Yo, brothers, what's up? How are my Madden and Chargers peeps doing today? We got some early birds in the chat today. Lil Lazy, Lil N Smith, Metal Hammer, Johns, Jovi, Alex, XZ Fire, Matthew, Trankonski, Alex, Raptor, Dante, Hines, Korlak. What's going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? How you guys doing? This week, kind of crazy, right? Hard Knocks featuring the Chargers. One in the chat if you've been watching Chargers or you've been watching Hard Knocks for more than 1 or 2 years. If this is something you've been watching, religiously to start the football season for years and years. One in the chat if you've watched it more than just this season, maybe last season. We got Kyle, Orvega, Alejandro, Deontay, Retrobat. Yeah, dude, so isn't it kind of crazy? This program that we've been watching for so long, finally featuring our team. Now, some people are upset. They're like, dudes, why couldn't it just be the Chargers? Why are the Rams even here? Which I kind of agree with, but at the same time, whatever. We got our chance. We got our shot. We're on Hard Knocks. We get to see behind the scenes. The world gets to see what the Chargers are like. They get to see what we get to see every single year. It's kind of neat. Kind of cool. On vacation, wasn't able to watch. Go watch it, N. Smith, if you guys haven't caught it yet. I think Chargers.com posted it on their website. You can catch episode 1 without needing an HBO subscription. You can enjoy the first episode. Go watch, the videos that we put together about it. We're going to be doing videos every single week on Hard Knocks while it's running. And what's really cool is that next week, I'm kind of hoping that I can get some live callers. And not live because if somebody comes in and starts saying some stuff, you know what I mean? I want to be able to edit it out. But through our Discord, you guys can find the Discord link. I should have it on here, but I'll see if I can go catch it so that you guys can join if you guys want a chance to talk about Hard Knocks episode 2 coming up next week, which is exciting. I'll put it in the chat right now. You guys ready? You guys ready? Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Boom. There it is. I'll put it in a couple times so you guys can see it if you're looking for it. You guys want to join the Discord? Next week, I'm going to be finding some people who want to talk about episode 2. See if you guys want to come on in the episode. Justin Herbert's going to be a beast. Calling it now. Dude, so Justin Herbert, I'll be honest. What were your guys' thoughts of him? At the beginning, when we first drafted him, everybody wanted Isaiah Simmons, including me. I wanted Tua Tagovailoa. If we're going to get a quarterback, I wanted Tua Tagovailoa really, really bad. But the world we live in now, it's Justin Herbert time, baby. After seeing Hard Knocks episode 1, what are your guys' thoughts on Justin Herbert? We got to see him sling it a little bit. We got to see some of those accuracy tests, trying to hit the net, trying to hit the targets. We got to see some of his throw power, the spin that he's got on the ball. What are you guys feeling? He's got a lot of potential. He's through spiral into the basket. That's what I'm talking about. Director, do you think the Chargers should let Melvin Ingram walk when his contract ends? Ooh, okay, so we'll start taking questions here, guys. But first, Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers, moving forward. Honestly, I've got much more optimism now than I did before. Seeing him sling that rock, dude, seeing him hit those targets, seeing him display his crazy arm talent is exactly why the Chargers drafted him 6th overall. So to get to the question, first question today, Raptor Yuppie says, yo, director, the Chargers should let Melvin Ingram walk when his contract ends. There's a couple things that come into factor with this. I feel like there's been a replacement being groomed for the last, 2 or 3 seasons? 2 seasons? And then the man's name is Uchenna Nwosu. You guys remember Uchenna Nwosu? Back in the playoffs versus the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. He was the one that swatted the ball right out of Lamar Jackson's mittens, gave us the turnover, ended the game. That's Uchenna Nwosu. Now, he's listed in some spots an outside linebacker. I think for the most part, this man was built to play edge. I feel like this is going to be the replacement for Melvin Ingram if we let him walk. Now, what's interesting, too, is that Melvin Ingram, by all means, should stay on the team if he has another big year with us, because his contract would be, I would say, somewhere in the realm of $18 million 2 years annually. So $18 million annually for 2 years. I think we could afford that. I know we just paid Joey Bosa a heck of a lot of money. I know we still got to pay Keenan Allen. But at the same time, we've got this window where we have these really, really great players. We have Justin Herbert's cheap contract as far as quarterback. I feel like we should keep Melvin Ingram if he has another good year this year, man. I really do. And if he walks, we've got a pretty good guy grooming behind him in Uchenna Nwosu, who I think is going to be awesome as well. Maybe not as good as Melvin Ingram, but very, very good in his own. Trust the process, yes, he says. I was kind of surprised with him throwing dimes. His mechanics look amazing. Yes, of Justin Herbert, says Joe V. Jamie says, not going to lie, I wanted Simmons and us bring Cam. Yeah, I had that thought. I made several videos on us maybe bringing Cam Newton, but you know, we live in this world, and I think honestly in the long run this is probably going to be better for the team because we got this young prospect in here. If the Chargers really do believe in him, if the guy's as big as Cam Newton already, you know, I would say he's probably more accurate than Cam Newton. If we can get him, you know, running a little bit, adding that extra, you know, level, that extra threat on his feet, I think we got a guy very similar to Cam Newton. Michael says, I didn't like the pick, but I think he's a diamond in the rough. You know, it's hard to say diamond in the rough because he did go so high. But I think some people forget that Justin Herbert would have been the #1 overall pick the year prior if he didn't decide to stay and play another season with the Ducks. You know what I mean? And so I think, yeah, he could be a diamond in the rough because people started noticing red flags as he played, you know, his additional year. And maybe that just was too much. Maybe people were overanalyzing a little bit. This guy was going to go #1 for a reason in the 2019 draft, so I mean, maybe we did get a steal at #6 overall, maybe a potential first overall kind of quarterback. You wanted Herbert for like 2 years until the final 2 months before the draft, so I hope my first feelings about him are right. Yes, Retro about it, absolutely agree. Johnny says, Tyrod Taylor needs to be out, Justin Herbert in immediately. Now, I understand where the thought process is in that. We're all very excited. You know, we're all super, super stoked. We got a brand new quarterback. He's young. He's the new hotness, right? At the same time, there's a process to this, right? It's going from, you know, the college ball into the pros, and there is a learning curve there, no matter how good of a quarterback you are. Now, there's some guys that are thrown to the fire. Kyler Murray, a great example. Andrew Luck, great example, who have really good seasons. But I feel like in most cases, it's probably smarter to, you know, let them sit and learn and understand the process of playing in the pros before chucking them into the fire. However, on the flip side, I feel like the Chargers have such a well-rounded roster that if we were to put in Justin Herbert right now, I think he would find more success than other quarterbacks that have had to do this in the past. Just because he's got such more elite weapons than other quarterbacks that have been put to this particular test. He's got one of the best defenses in the league. I think the Chargers present a perfect opportunity for him to learn on the go, thrown into the fire, more so than other quarterbacks that have been put in this position in years past. But that's just my opinion. Ensman says, as a Bills fan, I really want to see Tyrod play. Good for you guys. I do too, man. Just because a lot of us are excited about Justin Herbert doesn't mean that we're not excited about Tyrod Taylor. I too am very excited about Tyrod Taylor. Getting to see some of him in Hard Knocks. You know, he's been throwing dimes too, man. They haven't been featuring it as much, but the guy's accurate. You know what I mean? He's a game manager. He's not going to turn the ball over a lot. Those are some things really nice to look at with Tyrod Taylor. Linda says, I wouldn't start Herbert though, just so the game can slow down for him. Yeah, he needs to learn a little bit, but who knows, man? Like I said, maybe he's in a better circumstance to succeed in this situation. Alejandro says, injector Herbert to the Super Bowl 4 times, lead the Chargers, win Super Bowl, go 2 Super Bowls. Lots of Super Bowls in that sentence, my friend Raptor. Yeah, I think Nwosu can replace him if he can be as good. I think he could be very close as good. I think Ingram is still a special player. You know, I don't know if we can throw Uchenna Nwosu in there and get the same result, but he's not going to be bad. He's definitely going to be pretty good. Definitely above average. Kyle Mann says, I haven't played MUT since Madden 18. Is there anything I should know going into MUT 21? So I plan on doing a video specifically for this, perhaps tomorrow. There's a mindset that you want to go into when playing Madden Ultimate Team that kind of gives you an edge over other players. If you know what you're looking for right off the bat, you'll likely be able to pick players up, do certain solos, pick up certain currency faster than other players. Therefore, you can pick up other parts of your team faster than other players as well. So I highly recommend checking out, I think it was 2 videos ago, I say the players that I'm targeting, cheap players I'm targeting day one. Go check that video out. That has a whole bunch of players that I'm going to be looking for on the auction house the very first day. And then I'll go over something as far as solos and stuff a little bit later. That's a great question. Michael McAvoy says, Herbert never had the weapons Tua and Burrow had in college and was still successful. These are the things, dudes. These are the talking points. You guys know, I more than anybody was hyping Tua like crazy. I must have put out like 5 Tua videos. I wanted Tua Tagovailoa on the Chargers. Obviously, there's some, background bias, Islander bias, but at the same time, I wanted him. I thought I think he's great. I think he's kind of like, a faster, more nimble Drew Brees. I have so many things to say about Tua Tagovailoa that made me want him to come to the Chargers. However, Tua had how many weapons in Alabama? What was his offense run like? Saban, his coach, what did he do to elevate Tua Tagovailoa as a quarterback? I think there's a lot of elements in play here. And I think, like I said before, Justin Herbert with the surrounding cast, Coach Lynn, the more I watch him, the more I watch what his process is, the more I have respect for him. I think Justin Herbert could do something special with this team, man. I think he's set up for it. John says, could we use Clowney on a 1 year? Clowney on a 1 year. Now, I think the only way that we sign Clowney is if we're for sure getting rid of Melvin Ingram and we don't think that Uchenna Nwosu is going to be good. Because the reason I would say bring in Clowney is to replace Melvin Ingram. That's the only reason. Playing outside linebacker for us, he's not in the right scheme. We're in nickel like 60% of the time. He's going to need to be on the edge. And so if we still have Melvin Ingram on the team, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. So I would say if we're going to trade, Melvin Ingram, the very slight chance that we do, maybe we go pick up Jadeveon Clowney. That's just my thought there. Director, who do you think will stay, Ingram or Allen, or will they both stay, says Julian Lopez. Now, Julian, I think it's going to be Allen. And I think Melvin Ingram, there's a shot for him to stay next year if he performs well this season. Samson says, thoughts on Isaac Rochelle? Isaac Rochelle, backup defensive end. I think he's out of Notre Dame, right? I think he's been pretty decent. We've seen him in a couple of looks and stuff like that every year, and so far he's looked pretty decent. I think on another team he may be a starter. You know what I mean? But we're so stacked at edge that he needs to play depth for us. So I like that situation a lot. Maybe, we won't be able to afford him, like if somebody else, bids up for him or whatever in the offseason. But for right now, having such a good talent at edge, backing up Joey Bosa, mixing in there, with the defense, that's a great situation to be in. Director, trust me, T-Mobile's a very underrated player. And I know this because I'm a Bills fan. T-Mobile being Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, I assume so, man. I went back, actually. I got the NFL Sunday ticket. It said it was going to be free for however many weeks. I was like, cool. And I went back and I watched a lot of the Bills games back when Tyrod Taylor was the starter. Honestly, I had a lot of good things, dude. I saw a lot of good things on his tape there. The problem is, he did see a decline after your guys' playoff run a little bit, right? And then going to Cleveland, he just fell off a cliff. And so it all depends on if he can pick up the pieces from those successful seasons in Buffalo when he comes to the Chargers. Now, I feel like in Buffalo and in Cleveland, he did not have the situation he's having with the Chargers. Number one, a crazy good defense. Number two, crazy good weapons. So I think Tyrod Taylor or Justin Herbert will be successful this year. And success doesn't mean Phillip Rivers numbers, because that's what we're used to as Chargers fans. Success means that they're operating the offense enough to give the defense shots at making plays. Maybe that's a bad way of wording it. He's able to run the offense just enough and let the defense do the work of holding back our opposition, if that makes sense. So I think Tyrod's going to be just fine. Rapture says, Justin Herbert does look like Cam. I think we have a mobile quarterback. It helps the offensive line because Justin Herbert can get out of the pocket. I feel like if you guys go on my Twitter, you'll notice, and you go searching back a ways, I think back in October, I called this out. I said, guys, I think we're moving on from Phillip Rivers. Everyone was like, what? No way. And I was like, yeah, man, I think the writing's on the wall. I feel like the Chargers, they brought in Easton Stick at that time. They had signed Tyrod Taylor. There wasn't any contract talks for Phillip Rivers. Some people, dudes, I really think that the Chargers are moving on from Phillip Rivers, and they're going to want to move towards a more mobile quarterback because it's a Band-Aid on a bullet wound at that point. There's a bunch of other teams, the Ravens, the Cardinals, that are introducing mobile quarterbacks to try and address the issue of a bad offensive line. And it helps them buy more time, yes, because they're quick on their feet. But honestly, it's really tough to come by offensive linemen, good offensive linemen nowadays, because they just don't train them the way they used to in college. And so I felt like at that moment in October that the Chargers wanted to get some speed out there at quarterback so they could extend plays and the Chargers could figure something out on their offensive line without having to risk, everything. Because now they've got a quarterback they can buy time on his own. So I do think that's a big factor that plays into it. Is that the best solution, in my opinion? I don't know. Probably not. I want to fix to the offensive line, but right now, if it's just kind of like a temporary thing, if we go draft a left tackle in 2021, then I think that's a good move. And our offensive line right now is looking much better than it has in very, very many years. So I think we're doing good right now, guys. Hope some Ultimate Team news drops tomorrow, says Lyndon. Now, I think Ultimate Team's first drop of news is coming on the 18th. So in 4 days from now, we're going to get a stream by EA. We're going to get our official first look what's happening in Ultimate Team. I really hope that they've decided to fix the card art. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'll say it live on video right now. I don't enjoy making card art as much as I used to because I do not like the design. I do not like the design of the new template that they're using. And so I've been making less card art because I don't enjoy it as much. I think it's ugly. But that's just one thing. That's one thing on a big list of stuff that people want fixed for Madden Ultimate Team, especially Madden franchise too, being a bigger issue in my opinion. I'm confident we'll beat the Bengals. I do too. Kirito says we're gonna beat the Bengals, which we are. I'm pretty positive in this because Joe Burrow, no matter how good of a quarterback you are, this is gonna be his first game in the NFL versus the Chargers defense. Derwin James, Casey Hayward, Chris Harris Jr., Desmond King, Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram, Kenneth Murray. The list goes on. And this is Joe Burrow's first game. I think our defense is going to win us that game. Hands down. Hands down. We got NFL Fanatic. What do you think about trading for Yannick Ngakoue? Now, that would be a very interesting prospect, but again, we would have to trade away Melvin Ingram first. I really don't want to let go of Ingram at this point. I would rather him play with us, with the Chargers, than trading him away. And there's been also talks about us trading away Denzel Perryman lately for a 6th rounder. I would rather keep him on the team for 1 year than get a 6th round pick, but that's just me. That's just me. I like the way the team is right now. I'd rather roll with it the way it is, unless we get some ridiculous offer for another team for Ingram or, Desmond King or whoever has been, in the rumor mill as far as trades for the Chargers. Herbert's best wide receiver went undrafted and Tua's coach is the best in NCAA history. Yeah, I mean, these are the facts, people. These are the facts. Herbert's never had a good team. Yep. Also, random, how would you feel about picking up Jalen? Okay, so this is funny. I'm in a couple of different groups, Chargers groups on Facebook. Okay, and I'm constantly just chatting and talking with other Chargers fans about things that are, the topics of interest in the day, the flavor of the day, whatever. And there was a big one that came up today about Jalen Ramsey. Somebody posted a picture of Jalen Ramsey and Derwin James at the Pro Bowl, wearing the Pro Bowl jersey side by side. They're like, what would you guys think if we got Jalen Ramsey on this team? And there's a lot of people against it. And honestly, there's two sides to this. There really is. Jalen Ramsey's going to cost a lot of money, dudes. And we already have a lot of superstars to pay. We still have to pay Keenan Allen. We still got to pay Derwin James. We still got to pay Hunter Henry. There's a lot of big superstars that we still need to pay up to, okay? However, my argument for Jalen Ramsey, the big thing right now is what? Our two best cornerbacks, Chris Harris Jr., Casey Hayward. These guys are both over 30 years old. The best way to future-proof this defensive core, this defensive back core, is to go get a guy like Jalen Ramsey. And the big reason why I want Jalen Ramsey is because he's got such a crazy good chemistry with Derwin James. They want to play together so bad. I'm sure you guys have seen the posts that Jalen Ramsey has said. He's like, I promise, dudes, me and Derwin are going to play in the same team at some point in our careers. And I got all Chargers fans like salivating, like, oh my God, we're going to have Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey. And some people are against it because some people think he may have an attitude. Some people may think he's overpriced. I think the prospect of having two of the best defensive backs in the entire league, mixed in with Joey Bosa and Kenneth Murray for like 6 years, that's going to be a crazy good defense no matter what happens for 6 seasons because of those playmakers out there, right? And then we can start drafting guys around them. If we're trying to rebuild that secondary, let's say, in a couple of years, Casey Hayward and Chris Harris Jr. are gone. If we get to build around Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey, we're still hugely big threats as far as a damaging secondary out there. I think getting Jalen Ramsey would be a good idea. Samson says people sleeping on Storm Norton. Maybe. I see him as a depth position, but depth is good, man. You never know what happens. It's the Chargers. You never know what's gonna happen. Let's see. Y'all sleeping on Pep Hamilton. Yeah, he's good too, man. He's the coach, right? The quarterback's coach. I think he's pretty good too. What did he do? He worked with Andrew Luck too, right? Good sign. That's a really good sign. Maybe Justin Herbert can learn a lot from this guy. And Justin Herbert's learning from Dan Fouts right now. What? I think Justin Herbert's set up better to succeed than any of the other quarterbacks drafted this year, man. I'm being honest. I think Joe Burrow is going to have a good career, but I think as far as being set up right now to succeed, it's all Justin Herbert, dude. I think it's all Justin Herbert right now. Yeah, mini jersey. How many jerseys do they have when you wear? I don't understand the question. Let's see. Logan says, what do you think of this trade? Keenan and a second for Hopkins. Now, that would be crazy, but I mean, I guess I don't know. I see Keenan and Hopkins as very close. They're both very good at getting open. They both have very secure hands. Yes, Hopkins is better, but by how much? I think I would rather keep Keenan, man. That's a good question. I like that question. Brando says I'm still waiting to see Nasir Adderley with the Jack Boys and now with Chris Harris. You guys see Derwin James's post yesterday? He says, who's the biggest breakout player this year? And he said Nasir Adderley, man. Everybody's got such a short memory in the NFL, dudes. We're going to start seeing Nasir pick up, picks and stuff like that, making plays. Everyone else in the NFL is going to be like, what the heck? Where'd this guy come from? And Chargers fans are going to be like, we were here the whole time, bro. We're just waiting. Hey, Heinz sucks the card art. Thank you so much, man. Popeye says, Chiefs beat us our first game of his career. Okay, Patrick Mahomes beat his first game of his career. Oh yeah, maybe. But our defense is looking even better now, dude. It's kind of crazy. Coupon Tom will help us with Ingram. If we do keep him, I think it's going to be on a friendly contract. Yeah. Michael says, Director, I wouldn't want to see this with how much love I love the Chargers, but if at any midway season we're not playoff bound, how would you feel trading away the older guys for draft picks? So the trade deadline was what, week 8? We'd have to literally be 0-8, you know what I mean, for us to start thinking, oh my god, we probably should start trading some people away. At that point, if we've got enough evidence to suggest this is not working, maybe our defense is like one of the best in the league, but our offense is really struggling. At that point, I guess I would be open to it, but I would really need hard evidence that what we have now isn't working, which I don't think is likely, but that's a good question, man. That put me on the spot. That would be really tough if we had to start letting go of people, What if we had to trade Keenan Allen, midway through the season because we're 0-8, getting ready for, 2021. I don't know, dude. I don't like throwing away a season no matter what. I'd rather go 3-13 with all my guys than go 0-16 with extra picks. That's just me, though. Maybe it's smarter. I don't know. People may think Ramsey is a locker room problem. Yeah, he's got some attitude issues, but, I feel like the Chargers culture is really nice. It's really stern, and I feel like he may get his attitude together with Derwin James. The flip side of that is maybe he pulls Derwin James to the dark side, but I think it's worth the risk, man. Those two working together would be a crazy duo to watch for very many seasons. Let's see. Morris says, we don't need Ramsey because we have Desmond King. Now, that's another part of that equation. So at Desmond King, let's say we lock him up for 3-4 years, and we have Jalen Ramsey, and we have Derwin James. The biggest problem that we would have at that point forward would be our outside cornerback too. And I think that's something we can address in the draft. I think that's something we address in free agency. Maybe we just stick with, a guy that's so-so, and we still have Jalen Ramsey, Desmond King, Derwin James out there. That's just kind of my thinking, though. Jake says, thought on cutting Harris and Hayward next year to get Ramsey. Oh man, you guys are asking the hard question, man. You guys are playing hardball with me today. Why are you playing with my emotions so hard today, dudes? What if we got rid of KC and Harris to get Ramsey? Now, I don't see a world where that would happen. I mean, maybe, but because they're so much older, you know what I mean? By that time, Hayward would be 31 and Harris would be 32. I don't know if the Rams would do that. We'd likely have to throw in a pretty high pick as well. But if we got Ramsey, I would say I'd be happy. I do want to see Derwin and Ramsey play together at some point. I want it to be on the Chargers. If KC keeps signing all their guys, then we can keep Desmond King. Yeah, totally. We shouldn't get rid of Desmond King. I think we keep the young guys, especially in that secondary. We got two really good cornerbacks in Harris and Hayward, but not for very much longer. Remember, they're 31 and 30 right now. So Justin Herbert has way more weapons, at least half a good line. Yeah, he's going to be fine, man. Thoughts on the football or fullback camp battle? Fullback, I don't know who's our contender fullbacks right now. We got rid of Derek Watt, which is a shame, but I think Derek Watt was kind of a package deal with Melvin Gordon. They played together in Wisconsin, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know who's going to play fullback for us this year. Kirito says, I think we're not under pressure. This is a solid roster. Tyrod starting's a big difference, replacing Rivers, even going 0-2 versus the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, it's different. You know, I'm all about, you know, going through the process here, man. I can be patient. You know, if we have great success out the gate, awesome, man. It's a sign, you know, dynasty incoming. If we have a big learning curve, you know, and it's maybe a little bit of a slow start, all right, man, I'll still be here, dude. I'll still be cheering, man. I mean, I don't know. We got stuff to figure out. We're in one of the weirdest years of NFL football's history. You know, I'm still here, man. I support you guys. You do what you got to do. Make sure you're putting in the work, proving to me that you guys are, you know, absolutely putting your entire heart into it. But I'll still be here, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys would be as well. What about late free agent pickups? Late free agent pickups. Who else is there? Robert Meacham just got signed, right? I think he's a Cardinal now. That's the biggest thing I would spend money on is left tackle. And I think Jason Peters signed back with the Eagles too. So past that, I don't really know, man. I really don't. I don't know who I would pick. Maybe Taylor Gabriel. Get a burner out there. Defensive tackle. Oh! Defensive tackle. Damon Harrison. Get snacks lined up next to Linval Joseph. Free up Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa this year. Those guys could take on the entire offensive line by themselves. Snacks and Linval. That would be Joey and Melvin Ingram free every single snap. Woo! Woo! That would be sick. Yeah, that would be my biggest one. And I want to make just a video on bringing Damon Harrison to the Chargers. That would be so sick, dude. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Keenan is second round for Julio Jones. Julio's also older. But Keenan is older too. But that's a second round pick. You know what I mean? Julio could probably play until he's 35, 34. But again, I don't know, dude. I don't want to get rid of Keenan Allen. Maybe I'm a little stubborn on that. Julio would be crazy on the Chargers. But I would be feeling really bad losing a second round pick and Keenan Allen. I don't know, man. I feel like the Chargers can make something happen at wide receiver, maybe this upcoming offseason, or during the draft or something. Tom McShay's 2021 mock draft says the Chargers draft Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama. Yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know what the Chargers. If the Chargers can get a good left tackle next year in the first round, I'd feel super, super happy with that, because now the offensive line's going to look really good. And then maybe we can go sign a free agent wide receiver. I hear there's a couple good ones next year. I'll have to take a look at the list. Love your channel, bro. Keep going. Go Bolts. Thank you so much, Reggae Turtle. Brady Dorcher says, he was only a bad locker room presence. Jacksonville. I didn't hear anything about him in LA. Yeah, he wanted out of Jacksonville really bad. So no, I understand that. Anyone heard anything on Tillery? No news on Tillery yet. I haven't seen anything in camp. I haven't heard anything. I haven't read any articles on Tillery. This is a great point to bring up. I need to start seeing something on Jerry Tillery, dudes. If we wasted our first round pick last season, I'ma be pissed. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go pull up the 2019 draft, NFL draft, and let's see who was selected, but after Jerry Tillery, that we could have gotten instead. Now, maybe he was gonna be good. Maybe, you know, we're all sleeping on him, but at the same time, I don't know, dude. Jerry Tillery. Then afterwards, let's see. Let me put this back up on the screen for you guys. Let's see. Who could have we gotten instead of Jerry Tillery? All right, Jerry Tillery. All right. Afterwards, who was good? Byron Murphy. Who was that? Cornerback. Okay. Rocky Ya-Sin was pretty good. Debo Samuel would have been crazy. Greg Little was okay. Cody Ford was okay, but those guys maybe can, you know, develop a little bit more. And then Greedy Williams, dude. Oh, I was so shocked that Greedy Williams fell to the second round, man. Isn't that insane? AJ Brown would have been good. Mecole Hardman, man, dude. I feel like Mecole would have been a great pick for the Chargers, because that's our answer to the Chiefs' Tyreek Hill. And now they got two. Dang, dude. And then we got Nasir Adderley in the second round, though. That's kind of a steal, right? And so on. There's some pretty good picks all over the place. Obviously, no one knows how the draft's going to go. But those are some of the options that we could have had if we didn't take Jerry Tillery. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen. Jerry might be awesome. You know, maybe Jerry Tillery needed a couple of years to catch up. But right now, doesn't look so good in my opinion. But I love that you brought that up, man. Thank you so much. Should Keenan be the highest paid wide receiver in the league? No, he shouldn't. I think he's very, very good. He's very, very good, but he's a very specific kind of wide receiver, right? So I feel like, again, I read an article that he'd be between, I think it was $16 and $21 million a year. And if you go, you know, at the peak of that, at $21 million a year, let's say for 4 years, so $84 million over 4 years, he would still be the 5th highest paid wide receiver in the league, right? I think that's about where he needs to be. But that's good. And it's a lot of money, but I still think the Chargers should pay it. We need to keep this guy on the team while we have Justin Herbert, while we have this new scheme coming in, because quarterbacks love wide receivers that get open. Do not get rid of Keenan Allen in a year that we're transitioning. Don't do that. Keep Keenan Allen on the team. What do you think about trading first round pick? Would you rather want Gregory Rousseau or Patrick Surtain? I don't know, dude. That's a big question. I got to do some more research, dude. I know Surtain's a big name, right? The Chargers this year kind of remind me of the 2017 Vikings team. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Pretty stacked defense. This is with Kirk Cousins and stuff, right? Yeah, I could definitely see that. They could definitely make a run, for sure. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Are you doing a fantasy football league? I sure am. You guys type one in the chat if you know who Trumpet Monkey is. He's my buddy from Australia. We used to do a show called Mutt Force together, talking about all things Madden, and he's in the league with us. We're getting ready to draft here in the next, I think, 2 weeks. I think we're drafting in 2 weeks. I'm very, very excited. I'll likely put you guys, you know, as a fly on the wall during that process. It's always a lot of fun, as long as we can keep the language down, which we probably won't. There's usually a couple of drinks going on. Bijan says the Chargers, are you going to pick up any good fridge? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question, my man. Jay Hines says, new to Ultimate Team this year. What are Madden points for? Madden points are the money. Like, you pull out your wallet, hold up a dollar bill, that's 1 Madden point. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Screw these new tight end deals only hurt us. Yeah, that's kind of a big thing too. I was kind of hoping somebody would bring that up. What, the new deals for Travis Kelce and George Kittle, right? George Kittle was somewhere in the range of 75 mil, right? Over how many years? 6 years? And then I think Travis Kelce was less than that. I still don't think Hunter Henry's going to get that high at all. I think the league, I think his agent, I think the Chargers know what he is. And honestly, I want him to stay on the team because it would be such a huge help to Justin Herbert's development, right? I think it needs to be anywhere between 9 and 11, maybe 12 mil a year. I think that's tip top. But you're right. The new deals that came in yesterday definitely raised his price just a little bit. Maybe the Chargers shouldn't have tagged, man. In a year where both Travis Kelce and George Kittle were about to get paid, maybe we should have paid ours first so we wouldn't be paying as much. But that's just how it goes, man. Leave me alone says Madden will have 3-day early access if you purchase the $80 or $100 versions. Yes, you will, but if you don't want to purchase, like if you're not super committed right away, you can go get EA access, which I think today they switched the name to EA Play, kind of like their little subscription service kind of thing, like $5 a month, I think. And you can get the game 8 days early. I know it comes out a week from yesterday. I think it's a week from today. And I think it gives you like 10 hours or something like that. 5 or 10 hours so you can try the game out, see if you like it. But that's one way to do it. Anybody know the left tackle free agent list? We can pull that up here in a minute. I would trade away Tyrod and side Colin Kaepernick. Why not? The Chargers really need a quarterback. Well, I don't have any problem signing Colin Kaepernick, but I just haven't seen him play in so long. Kind of the same situation with Tyrod, but Tyrod I've seen more recently. And I know Tyrod worked with our coach Anthony Lynn, at some point. And they had a lot of success, so, I mean, I would definitely stick with Tyrod in this situation. The Chargers can get Clowney. Again, I think he's going to be too expensive. I think we should either keep Melvin Ingram, put in Chuna Nwosu, and if both of those aren't like sounding like a solid idea to the Chargers, then maybe go get Clowney. Corlac says, much love with the $5 holla. Thank you so much. You guys want to know a secret? That's my brother. That's my baby brother. I gotta do something, guys. Hang on. I gotta do something here. Hang on. Everybody say hi to Corlac in the chat. All right? Say hi to Corlac in the chat. Now, you guys want to do me a big favor? Let's do something here in the chat all together. My brother from the same mother, just got into YouTube this morning. The director's little brother. Okay? He's a Rocket League player, but he's also a musician. So if you guys would go spam this video, say the director sent you. This is his first ever video. Rocket League, the musical. Leave a like, leave a comment, go sub to his channel. That would be awesome, man. Now you got one director. There's another director out in the world somewhere that you guys need to be watching too. He's a hilarious MF. He's a sarcastic SOB dude, which I shouldn't say that. That would make me want to. But he's a musician. He makes parody songs to Rocket League. Do it for me. Go into that video, hit like, leave a comment, say the director sends you, say the director loves you, say the director loves you, and hit him with the sub, dude. That would mean a lot to me, man. Thank you guys so much. All right, dudes. Couple more questions. Here we go. Thoughts on Donald Parham, our new stud tight end? You guys remember a guy named Darren Waller? You remember how in Hard Knocks everyone was like, "Oh my God, this Darren Waller guy, he's gonna pop off." If we hear anybody from the Chargers say something like that in Hard Knocks this year, I'm gonna lose it, dude. I'm gonna be so excited to see Donald Parham. You get that dual tight end set. Remember when we had Antonio Gates and Hunter Henry on the same team? We saw a lot of 2 tight end sets. I would want to see that again. But Donald Parham, 6'8" behemoth. He ran a crazy good 40 time. Very fast. Matched up with our 6'6" quarterback, Justin Herbert. They'd be playing, keep away with the football over all of the defenders. It would be massively awesome. We have 2 great quarterbacks. Shouldn't be worried about Tyrod. Yeah, not at this point. Rodgers have a good defense. I don't understand the question. I'm sorry, man. I can't piece it together. They traded left tackle, and we need an offensive line. Should have kept moving Melvin Gordon. I thought he was going to be good. Yeah, man, for sure. Joshua Kelly or Justin Jackson, who has the better season? It's going to be Justin Jackson, in my opinion. I mean, it could be Joshua Kelly. Man's a thumper in between the tackles. We can definitely give it to him on short conversion situations, and he might be very successful. But I also think Justin Jackson's a goon. You guys remember that game last year versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? Woo, he looked good, man. He looked really good. Pedges says, the director talking Chargers. What's up, Pedges? Good to see you. Who's your favorite NBA team? I don't watch NBA. I'm sorry. I'm a one sport guy. Don't watch NBA. If I had an NBA team, if gun to my head, I had to choose one, the Utah Jazz. Joshua Kelly is going to be next. Mike Tolbert. Oh, don't say that, dude. That would make me so hype. I love Mike Tolbert and Lorenzo Neal. What if we converted him to a fullback? That would be so crazy, dude. Don't get me started, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you watch the Pat McAfee show? Sometimes I do. I don't watch it religiously, but it's good. I wanted to watch the one with the Chargers. I haven't seen it yet, about the Hard Knocks and stuff like that. Big fan of you's YouTuber. Thank you. Go Chargers. Keep bringing the orange content. Yes, sir. Bihan. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. I'm sorry that we can't communicate very well, but I really appreciate your support, my man. I think KJ Hill's going to be special. Absolutely, dude. KJ Hill. He had no business being in the 7th round, KJ Hill. The KJ Hill, that's going to be one of the most monstrous slot wide receivers to come out of this season, out of this draft. And he 7th round pick. Yeah, he's going to be something special with this Chargers team. Do you think mobile gets more content? Yes, I did a whole video on this. I went through and I looked at all their content versus Madden Ultimate Team on console. And yes, they get more content. And yes, I'm super jealous. And no, I don't understand why we don't get more content when I clearly think that we make more money. But it's just me. How do you feel about the Chargers drafting Penei Sewell? I don't know, man. I got to do some more research, my friend. What do you think about Adam Rank? I got to meet Adam Rank. We went to EA Play last season. Hung out with them. Had some lunch. Awesome guy, dudes. Adam Rank is a cool cat. His wife's a Chargers fan. So I'm sure anytime he says anything negative about the Bolts, he gets an earful at home. So, but he's awesome, man. Adam Rank's a good guy. Chargers is why didn't Chargers sign Melvin Gordon? Wanted to leave and made him upset. Because Melvin Gordon wanted too much money. Melvin Gordon was criminally overpricing himself. William Escobar says, bolt up, homie. Great content. Thank you so much, Williams. Saw a video of Joe Burrow training with the Bengals and his occur. Okay. Melvin Gordon overrated. Yeah. Currences. Yeah. MMG put Chargers a top tier from his new video. Nice, dude. Nice. My boy MMG. Will Herbert be the next Josh Rosen if he doesn't produce this year? No. Josh Rosen was a very special circumstance of unfortunate events. I don't think we're going to see another Josh Rosen for a while. And it's not going to be Justin Herbert. If it's another guy, it's going to be in a different draft. It's going to be later. Justin Herbert is just too good of a situation. Josh Rosen went to a terrible Arizona Cardinals team. Horrible Arizona Cardinals team. He had no chance. He had no shot. And especially the kind of quarterback he is. Doesn't run around very much. Pocket QB. He was going to get shredded no matter what he did. His accuracy was bad. His arm strength too. Oh, you're talking about Burrow. Yeah. He's going to have a hard time week 1 against us, dudes. All right, guys. Last opportunity. We're wrapping up this stream. One more question. 2 more questions. 2 more questions. Put it in the chat right now. Let's get some more Chargers and Madden. Give me 1 Chargers, 1 Madden question. We can wrap this thing up. I'm going to go get me some din. Get me a nice thick steak. I got some sirloin upstairs that's been marinating since last night. You guys got to let me go. Let's get another one. What do you think the possibility of the Chargers signing Jalen Ramsey, considering Jalen wants to play? We already went over this earlier, but I would like to have Jalen Ramsey on the squad. And I know there's arguments against it. I don't care. I want it. Do you play Weekend League? No. Will Herbert be a Hall of Fame? Too early to say, but I know this witch doctor down the street, and I went and I had a chat. I was like, bro, I need you to look into this crystal ball. Tell me where you see Justin Herbert in 10 years. And she was like, oh, man, he's on his way to be a Hall of Famer. And I said, okay, go 10 years later after that. She's like, oh, he's in the Hall of Fame. The Chargers won 5 Super Bowls, and Anthony Lynn's in the Hall of Fame, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I mean, just take her word for it, I guess. Keenan Allen's speed on his core elite. I don't want to answer that one, man. It's going to be like 80, okay? All right, it's going to be like 80, and I'm going to be really upset. Always, every year. Super underrated said moment for the Chargers was Eric Weddle. Yeah, that banner back there, you guys see that? It's signed by Eric Weddle. I met him at an event here. He's so cool, man. He's this tall. He's awesome, dude. I love Eric Weddle. It sucked. And then there was nothing happening in Madden Ultimate Team when he retired. I was super pissed. Big love from New Zealand. Yoda Kazi, what's up? Jonah, thank you so much, man. Do you think that linebackers should be able to jump after nerfing usering? Yeah. I don't know what I think maybe you just got to be a nickel all year and user Derwin James and win lots of games. Maybe that's the way you play Madden this year. That's kind of my thing. What's the difference between Herbert and Mahomes? I mean, Mahomes is kind of special. I mean, he won a Super Bowl last year. I think it's all pretty self-evident. He's certainly a very special quarterback, and it's going to be very hard to top that. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been the Director. Guys, on your way out, promise me, look at me in the eye right now. Promise me that you're going to go hit up this link. This is my brother's YouTube channel. You're going to watch the video. You're going to hit like. You're going to get subbed. And you're not going to complain about it. Because it's actually an awesome video. It would mean a lot to me. Tell him Director loves you in the comment section of that, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, dudes. This has been the Director. We'll see you next week on another live stream. We'll see you next time. And as always, bolt up and stay frosty.